Bitcoin, crypto, the prices are in the gutter right now. You've probably noticed, if you're all in Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're probably thinking, markets are okay right now. If you're in altcoins, wrecked. Destructoed is bad. I got some altcoin bags that are like, I don't even want to look. It's not worth looking right now. And look, I know markets can be pretty crazy. I'm a bit numb to all of it. We're going to talk about really in this video that, I know this is bad right now. I get it. Okay. I've been in these markets a long time. If you're new around here, this might be all a bit extreme and shocking and scary to you. For the people who've been around the market for a while, the current price action on the majority of altcoins, we're probably not that surprised. And I want to talk to you in this video about what's going on in the markets, my sentiment on the market, my thoughts on the market, some of the big things I see happening in the market, and why I am still looking for big, exciting things coming for my altcoin bags in particular. Obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're going to do fantastic with ETF inflows, but big things coming to the market, and I want to discuss that with you. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and do the thing and get into it. So price of Bitcoin after our rejection the other day on June 7th at the 72K mark. Again, it loves getting rejected at 72K, doesn't it? We did lose the 50-day EMA, yellow line on the chart here, currently struggling to regain that. You want to see that be taken out in order to regain that short-term momentum for another run at 72K. Obviously, currently our daily MACD starting to turn around a little bit, starting to trend a little bit higher. Let's see if we can maintain that or not. Short-term price noise is basically, long story short here, guys, because realistically, I look at this chart and all I see is that the price is just ranging sideways. So we had the new all-time high before the Bitcoin halving. We had the Bitcoin halving. Now the price basically is grinding sideways. And in a way, sideways price action becomes something of max pain, even for the altcoin markets, where they just keep bleeding out continually as capital keeps getting rotated around into the newest flavor of the week, meme coin bullshit game. Look at this. Look at this chart. This is not the kind of chart you want to see. Obviously, again, Bitcoin's doing okay. Ethereum's only down 1%. Then look at the rest of the altcoin market. Just all kinds of devastation across the board here. Red is the favorite color of the market today, apparently. And I want to share this sentiment with you because I really think that it's true. This is some guy quoting DGen Spartan and saying, your biggest risk is being underallocated to the industry you log into every single damn day to talk about, since you know it's going to go up again eventually, but not having enough coins because you're a little bitch. It's one way to put it. Look, quoting here, of course, but it's true. It's true. I look at it as the biggest risk is not the price going down a little bit more. I really don't care. I really don't care. And that's me. And I really need to point this out because my risk tolerance, my portfolio allocations, it's not you guys. You have your own risk appetite, your own way of approaching things in the market, and you need to listen to yourself. I hope that I can educate, entertain. Hopefully we have some fun here, obviously. But at the end of the day, you're the one who's got to make the calls for your portfolio. The things that I invest in, the times that I put my money into things, and the calls that I make, they don't always work out. Some of them do. Enough of them do, usually, that I end up making good money in the market. Not all the time. It's not, nobody can win all the time in the markets, right? But I look at it as big picture. Even if the prices go down a bit more on those altcoin bags, the long term, where are we going with this market? What's actually happening here? Big things. That's what. And I would not want to be under allocated to the cryptocurrency market. Knowing what I know is coming. And as this, it's funny, the X algorithm was really on point yesterday. This is literally the next tweet after I saw that one from DGen Spartan. And it said, when you're willing to lose everything, you'll finally get anything. It's a switch. You commit and you let go at the same time. You act with force, but never forced. You're attached to a mission, but detached from outcomes. You're fine no matter what happens. You could sleep on the street or in a skyscraper with a smile because you have you, and that's all you need. If you can walk alone through 1,000 nightmares in 1,000 different lifetimes, the world is yours. And it's an interesting quote because I look at the markets and the markets just eat people up all day long. People coming in with hopes and dreams of making it big and hitting the next meme coin and stuff like that. It's a hard game. If it was super easy, everybody would just do it and everybody be rich. It doesn't work like that. 9 out of 10 investors probably will not do super well. Most of the people who come in very late stage of the market, and you're here earlier in the cycle, so you still have a chance of doing very well. And I hope that you do, obviously. But When I see the kind of drawdowns in my altcoin bags and stuff like that, I always enter any altcoin position on the assumption that it can go to zero, because I've seen so many go to zero. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't phase me anymore. I don't care, because I invest with the risk appetite, the risk reward ratios, percentage of my portfolio, that if it goes to zero, I'm not happy about it, but I also don't really care. And you need to get yourself to a point where you can look at it more dispassionately, because people get way too emotionally attached to their bags and it screws them up. Stops you from taking any profits ever, and it also will help you, will keep you holding a bag to zero, essentially, and getting all upset when it does happen, because you know what, shit does happen in this market. You need to get used to it. Willie Woo saying ETFs are buying, institutions buying, but who the hell is selling? That is the question of the day. Who is selling all this bullish news? We had BlackRock and Fidelity. They bought billions of Bitcoin, and the price is still down. Your altcoins, nobody wants them. Nobody's buying them. Everybody wants to ape into Iggy Azalea's butt, apparently. That sounds weird now that I've said it. But anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Willie Woo says 2024 brought a mass of commentators looking at ETF flows. That's all that matters. What matters is total demand and supply. He said, here's a one-on-one thread on how the modern Bitcoin market works. He said, first, let me tell you who is selling. The OGs, they are selling. They have more BTC than all the ETFs put together, 10x more, in fact, and they sell into every bull market. This pattern is as old as the Genesis block. There you go. Essentially, we had whales selling pretty heavily into the ETF hype. So that's a big seller. He says, we're now in the modern age of BTC. Paper BTC has flooded the market since 2017. It's futures markets. If you want to buy Bitcoin, it used to be that you had to buy real BTC. You can now buy paper BTC. Thus, a no coiner can sell you that paper. Together, you have made a synthetic BTC. That would be demand for BTC gets diverted to paper BTC, fulfilled by counter traders who have no BTC to sell. They just have USD to back their bet. In the old days, BTC would go on exponential runs because the only sellers was a trickle from the OGs and even smaller amounts from miners with their newly minted coins. Today, the magic of paper BTC is what you watch. The 2022 bear market was dictated by a flood of paper BTC when spot holders didn't really sell. In this current bull, I've marked where paper increased. These were times when the price didn't rally. We are in one of those right now. We're seeing a big increase in paper, but price not really rallying. So not a great idea to look solely at ETF buying, on-chain data, derivatives data, technical price action. All these add to the demand-supply picture. Putting it together as an art and not a quantifiable science. Everyone is just making educated guesses. That's right, because this is the thing. At the end of the day, you're going to ask who's selling somebody. Somebody, that's who. And I know there's a lot of new buyers coming in. I know there's new liquidity, fiat on-ramps, and all this kind of stuff. And the big picture is still very, very bright. But people sell. People sell. Drying pressure can dry up pretty quickly too. So all these things matter and create impact on the market. But here's some perspective for you on where we are. DeFi investor pointing out last cycle, Bitcoin went sideways for 5 months after the halving. 5 months. Then it did a 4x in 3 months. We are now in the calm before the storm. The new price high because the Bitcoin ETF approval before the Bitcoin halving was something like an aberration, a mirage in the desert. Right? We are the guy crawling through the parched desert looking for the oasis of water. And that was it. That was the mirage for us. Oh, the bull market's back. Everything's going to move so much faster now. We're going to have $250,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And hey, end of the year is still a long way away. A lot of big things can happen. However, it's worth pointing out that this supply impact for the price can take months to play out. Historically, it's always taken months to play out, and there's always been new catalysts bringing in new demand and new liquidity in the markets. This is just the latest one. Okay. Tom Dunleavy here pointing out, from the 2024 to 2027 cycle, we expect Bitcoin to rally 1.5 times Bitcoin's marginal cost of production, implying a cycle high of $200,000. My price target is $215,000, a 3.618 Fibonacci line. By the way, that's 2.8x appreciation from today's price, approximately by mid-2025. Is this from some kind of BTC max list? Nope. Multi-billion-dollar manager alliance, Berenstein. They're the ones calling for a $200,000 Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin goes to $200,000, here's the deal. If Bitcoin goes to $200,000, your altcoin bags are going to go up. Not all of them. Some of them are just going to go to zero. You have to accept that. But most of your altcoin bags are probably going to do pretty gosh darn okay in that situation, because price going up is the flame that brings in the moths. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. People would rather buy at the all-time high than at the cycle low. And it happens every single time. And if you look at the big picture, things are happening every day. Look at this. Jeremy Lair pointing out one of the largest retail banks in Turkey just launched direct support for using USDC and a native crypto wallet. More liquidity on chain from a major bank. There you go. And of course, the Ethereum ETF is coming soon. It's funny to think that we're a month away or so from an Ethereum ETF actively trading on US markets. And as Eric here points out, ETH trading 28% below all-time high with an ETF coming just a few weeks is probably the most redacted I've ever seen this market. He said, good news is this stuff always catches up. And when it does, it'll be a ton of fun. Agreed. All it takes a little bit of time. I've got a lot more news to share with you. But first, a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is iTrust Capital. So if you have been looking for a way to do cryptocurrency trading without tax implications, then you need to listen up, because that is what iTrust does. They allow you to bring over your existing IRA, your 401k, whatever it might be, start a new one if you want with them. And you can have massive tax advantages in your trading. How big? Well, you can literally do 1,000 trades, 10,000 trades, 100,000 trades, however many trades you want to do. No tax, zero taxable events, because you've wrapped it within your retirement account. That's pretty cool, right? And if you've been trading crypto a lot, you know how bad those tax implications can suck. So this becomes very interesting for frequent traders, especially, or those just looking to reduce taxes on those longer term holdings as well. You can buy and sell crypto 365, 24/7. They also have gold and silver, real stuff via the partnership with Kitco. They're the biggest IRA provider in the crypto space. If you want to learn more, you can use the link down below and you can get a $100 bonus. So go check it out. Thanks again to iTrust for sponsoring today's stream. So Game of Trades pointed this out. M2 money supply has entered expansion territory. Now, when the M2 supply expands, we tend to see explosive moves in the market. Now, I've been thinking more and more about markets recently, and I feel like we're almost in like 1998 or maybe 2006 right now, where we're going to get the rate cuts, we're going to get huge money printing, and then like we're going to have like a golden period of like 12 to 18 months, and then all hell's going to break loose. We are going to have to pay the piper, because when you look at all the things that are structurally happening, there's so much wrong, so much broken. And unless, I don't know, somebody really cleans house, and I doubt that's going to happen, then something bad will eventually come. However, before that, a lot of crazy stuff can happen in the markets. We can have the big melt up before then. Okay. I like this. And I want you to look at this and really try to analyze it and think a bit for yourself about this. Sensei here sharing this chart. Are we right now in a massive bear trap for the market? Feels to me kind of like, yeah, we're going through a consolidation period. People are losing faith, especially in their altcoin bags. A lot of altcoins they fully round tripped already, which is insane. And that's altcoins, man. It's just the altcoin game. You got to get used to it. You got to take profits out while you can. And you don't have to wait and sell 100% of your bag at the absolute peak top of when you think the peak top of the market's going to be. You can take money out at any time if you're in profits. Okay. Anyway, as this chart here points out, we had our first sentiment extreme, which you can definitely say was Bitcoin ETF approval hype. Major sentiment extreme. Everybody, new paradigm money. We're going straight to 100K. Everything's going to go up, blah, blah, blah. And we are in a new major phase of the market, right? We have touched that new high. It starts a new phase in the market. But it's not nothing's overnight in the markets. You have to understand this. Nothing happens overnight in markets. And if you're here trying to get rich overnight, you're probably just going to be giving your money to somebody else. May as well go out and burn it in your backyard. At least you get to enjoy watching it burn. Be a little more fun that way, perhaps. Get some fireworks or something, burn it that way. Anyway, this could be the first major bear trap of the market. We've seen these. Go back and look at previous markets. You'll see these huge bear traps, these consolidation periods, these boring periods. Everybody loses faith. And then things come roaring back eventually. Now, I like this guy. He shared SGP. He shared altcoin sentiment from last cycle when Bitcoin is at $20,000 all-time high. Think about this. Again, I want you to think sentiment-wise, what people are thinking right now, what people are feeling right now. Where do you think markets are going? And do you think that people are acting rationally in the market? Because people rarely act rationally in the market. Here's an interesting thing. December 2020. People posting about altcoins. This is before the big altcoin moves of early 2021, when altcoins went absolutely manic, insane, and made life-changing money almost overnight for people. I know we've had great altcoin moves for the last 18 months, obviously. However, look at the sentiment. Not comfortable at all seeing Bitcoin move and alt's dead like shit. Here you go. This guy looking at altcoins. Oh, that's scary. It's big dumpster fire. ETH looks dead, so alt's never going to catch up to Bitcoin this run. Yep, obviously that was not what happened. All alts are dead. Very good. Alt's dead. All alts dead, sir. On and on and on. Think about crowd sentiment, where we are right now with altcoins, okay? And interesting, of course, to see too that the big, you can call them the VC coins. A lot of people are calling technical altcoins. These altcoins actually solve real world problems, chain link, stuff like this, or the new blockchains, or whatever else you might see going on in the markets. And those are down quite a bit. The big ones are down 60 to 70%. Some of my smaller cap altcoin bags are down like 80, 90%. They never even came anywhere close to price targets I would have liked to have seen for exiting those positions. So we're holding on to them. We'll see. They're either going to go to zero or recover and make a bunch of money. We'll find out. But of course, what's interesting, meme coins are down less. Meme coins are a major meta of this market cycle. And if you're ignoring them, you're probably ignoring profits. Base season here, of course. This guy's saying numbers don't lie. Total number of daily users up. Weekly new users up. Pay attention to what's going on base because big things are happening over there right now. And I'll leave you this some thoughts here from this guy, McKenna. He said, I think we remain range bound for longer than expected, possibly until August. Would you be ready for that? Would you be ready for ranging until August? Again, max pain scenarios. We discussed before, max pain scenario post ETF would be Bitcoin just consolidating for months. Shakes people out, destroys market sentiment. And in a weird way, it becomes kind of a necessary reset. Think of that. He said, I think it's a reaccumulation range, not a distribution range. I agree. I don't think this is the distribution yet. I think it is reaccumulation, and we'll see a massive leg higher. Potentially 2 or 3 more. We'll see. Potentially 2 or 3 more, though, in the market. He says, maybe we test range those again, but I doubt we clear this level. Thoughts and sentiment. People hate boring markets, and markets are boring. Again, sideways market, max pain. People become too accustomed to making fast money and parabolic moves, resulting in trading, choppy market conditions, losing gains slowly over the weeks. Overexposure to alts have been bleeding whilst BTC goes sideways. And of course, the crypto, again, this is the crypto election USA, Ethereum ETFs coming, money printing coming, rate cuts coming, all that kind of stuff. So if you can see the big picture happening in the markets, then I think you have a chance of doing pretty well. If you get too distracted by the short-term noise, watch out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.